Back with you live at Farrell Stadium at Westchester University, getting ready for IUP in Westchester. Let's get ready for the starting lineups here as both clubs are out on the field. For IUP, the split end is Jamone Smith, 6'6", 198 senior from Harrisburg. The tight end, Theo Turner, 6 feet, 232 senior, Pittsburgh Shenley. The tight tackle is Chris Valario, 6'4", 296 sophomore, Hershey. Tight guard is Matt Dalverney, 6'3", 288 senior, East Liverpool, Ohio. The center is Chris the Hammer Sledge, 6'1", 168 junior, Pittsburgh Carrick. The strong guard is John Zavatsky, 6'2", 252 junior, Latrobe. The strong tackle is Kerry Yacomelli, 6'2", 260 junior from Norwin. The flanker is Derek Smith in his home area from Philadelphia, 5'11", 178 junior. Quarterback Scott Woods, senior, 6'1", 191 out of Cambridge or Bel Air, Ohio. Tailback Michael Mann, 5'10", 188 senior from Miami, Florida. Dan Glass, the fullback, 5'10", 203 junior from Chartiers, Houston. For Westchester University, the center is Jim Bevere, 6'2", 265. He's a senior from Nutley, New Jersey. The left guard is Paul Kofet, 6'2", 265 sophomore from Woodbridge, Virginia. The right guard is Jamie Osborne, 6'2", 230 sophomore from Westchester. The tackle, Ron Croy, 6'5", 275 sophomore from Philadelphia. He is the right tackle. Let's go to the tight ends first of all is David Rosario, 6'2", 245 senior from Philadelphia Central. Quarterback is Dave McDonald. He's a junior, 6'1", 180 out of Philadelphia. Tailback Scott Eberly, 5'6", 165 senior, and V. Sean Little will back him up. He is also a senior. And the kicker is Ryan Brandis. He is 6'3", 185, and a freshman from Easton. The wideout is Jarman Culbreth, 5'10", 165 sophomore, Philadelphia. Now to the field and the Westchester University Band and our national anthem. That was the Westchester Band with our national anthem. The IUP Band is here across the way, and as we were looking through our field glasses, several hundred IUP fans in the stands across the way. You see all the IUP sweatshirts and different IUP designations on their jerseys or collars or whatever. So a good contingent of IUP fans here for this football game. IUP won the toss. They elected to receive. The referee is Robert Newberry. The umpire is Frank Kossman. The line judge is Robert Bassett. The field judge is James King. John Schwerin is the back judge. And Norman Garfield is the 25-second clock operator. Seated right to our right as we're in the enclosed press box here at Farrell Stadium overlooking the field. Ready to call the action for you on 1160 WCCS in Homer City. Game will get underway about 2 minutes early. And second predictions, Jack. We've been on the money the first two games. We're going to call us in for IUP again. Even though IUP has played near flawless football on the road, do you think maybe they might not play as well? Somewhere in a 10-game schedule, you're going to come a little bit of a cropper, but I think they have a little too much for Westchester, and I look for an IUP win here, maybe by 2.5 touchdowns. So let's say 17 points. How's that? All right. We'll see what happens. We're about ready to go, and the kicker getting all set out there is Brandis. One other comment.
You know, that Showtime comment that we picked up there on the pregame drills, they wear purple and gold, and the old Magic Johnson early days with the Lakers was Showtime, so I don't know if they copied it from that or what. But for first quarter action, as the rain has stopped, all set here from Westchester, here's Jack Benedict.
All right, Ray and Mario Hardison and Derek Smith are back. They will return Ryan Brandiskick. They hope to anyway. He approaches the football, end over end it goes. It's high, it is short, and it is going to take a bounce and bounces away from Smith. He goes back, picks it up at the 4, gets it at the 5, found a little seam, and they get him down in the vicinity of the 10-yard line.
Terrible.
One of the players, Dunleavy, down there.
Terrible start for IUP. The ball was sky high, and we could view it. We knew it was going to hit. No, that ball has to be caught, Jack, and it just fell among some players there, and Derek Smith had to go back and get it. And by the time he did, they were down on him, and IUP will start at their own 8-yard line.
The scoreboard down to our right. There's an old scoreboard up on the hill to the left, and that's remembrances of games gone by. We have the lights on here at Farrell Stadium, as we mentioned. A very grim and overcast day, but not raining at the moment. The center is Chris Sledge. The quarterback is Scott Woods. The up back is Glass, and Michael Mann gets the football. Who else? And Michael Mann doesn't get too much yardage on the play. Michael Mann, who last week had 154 yards. In fact, he didn't get anything, and it's second down coming up and 10 to go.
Well, they're going to give him about a yard now. They spotted around the 9-yard line. They'll finally move the chain over there. Second down and 9. Hearns, the linebacker, shot the gap and made the stop. He's one of the co-captains for the Golden Rams.
Coming out, IUP sends Derek Smith to the right side. He's in his home area near the Philadelphia area. Wide receiver to the left from the eye. Play fake. It's Woods. He's going to go long for Jamone. Downfield over the shoulder catch. Holds it in at the 50. He's got the 40, and he's taken over from behind down around the 32-yard line. Scott Woods to Jamone Smith, all the way down to near the 32-yard line of Westchester. The big play on the second play of the game.
Oh, it was perfect. And Jamone ran under that ball and hauled it in over his shoulder. He was dragged down. He needed another step, and he goes 91 yards. But it's a pretty good gain anyhow. So let's see, 17 and 41, about 58 yards.
They're going to put it at the 33 now. A tremendous play from Scott Woods to Jamone Smith. The 6'6" wide out, 49 yards on the play they go. No, that's wrong. They announced for it. It's more than that. Here's a pitch back goes to Michael Mann. He slants inside, and he almost crawls for some yardage inside the 30-yard line to the 28-yard line. And on the play coming over was Lee Woodall. You'll hear his name all day. He's a senior linebacker from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and he's the one that got their team revved up. Michael Mann squirting into the 28. It's second down 6.
They officially listed as a 59-yard completion, Woods to Jamone Smith. And I can tell already, Michael Mann is not cutting the way you normally can because of this turf. And he's a cutting-type runner, so that could hamper his effectiveness.
Jamone goes to the left. Derek Smith is flying to the right. The backs are offset behind Scott Woods, the tight end. And now Michael resets. His tight end Turner's on the right. Short drop back. Woods looking out here, and it is for Derek Smith, and he hauls it in. He is spun around inside the 10-yard line, and he's down around the 2. Derek Smith from Scott Woods, and IUP not hesitating, going to the air.
Well, they see something. You could tell when Michael Mann reset into the two-back set, I knew they were going to pass, and they hit Derek Smith, and he was spun down, almost spun into the end zone. It'll be first and goal from the 2. IUP has had an electrifying drive that started at their own 8, and they're now at the Westchester 2, and we've only played 1 minute and 44 seconds.
After the flub up kickoff return, they almost botched that, but now from the 8 all the way down to the 2-yard line, Campolo comes in. It's a power I formation, strong to the right. So Glass and Campolo are the up backs. Mann is the deep back, and it is given to Michael, and he lowers his head, and he's going to be hit right around the line of scrimmage. They may give him the 1. We'll wait and see. But the interior wall of the Westchester defense pushed him back, spearheaded in there by number, let's see who that was in there leading the way. That was 61, Bevere, who is in there to help make the stop, and it's second and goal. Bevere, who is the starting offensive center, is in on the goal line defense. Second and goal at the 2.
Tony False in at tight end left with the play. Scott McClellan goes out. They go with the full house backfield.
Yeah, it's almost a wishbone type. Off the right side, Michael Mann stutters his way. He's close. Woods says yes, but the official hasn't said anything yet, and it's about the half-yard line. And it's third and goal, about a half-yard out. Bevere again on the bottom. And
comes up with a football, Revere, but after the whistle, they are just inches away as I look through the field glasses, Jack. And You know, you say, well, you only got a couple inches to go, but you have to snap it to the quarterback. He hands it back. That's around the 4 or 5 yard line before your ball carrier gets it, and he has to come that distance, so your line has to do the job, push him back.
Well, we know the problem on last year where they snapped from the center to the quarterback, and now Woods lines them up with Glass and Campolo and man in there from the half yard out. It goes. Campolo lowers his head, and he goes in for the touchdown, and IUP goes 82 yards. They score a touchdown here at the 12:06 mark to take a lead in their first possession, 6-0 over Westchester.
What a fantastic drive with the passing of Scott Woods first to Jamone Smith for 59 yards, and then 26 yards from Woods to Derek Smith to set it up, and Campolo took it in from the fullback spot. 6-0 on that drive of 92 yards.
A sneak in by Campolo, his second touchdown of the year. And Michael Geary, who's had a tremendous start for IUP this year, perfect, 11-for-11 is in there, the left foot kicker. McGee will be holding, not a good snap. It's a line drive, and it is no good.
It was the snap and not able to get the hold up, Jack. So it's 6-0 IUP with 12:06 to go in the first quarter. We'll be back with the IUP kickoff right after this 30-second timeout.
I'm a recent graduate from IUP, and you know what? It was such a great experience. I'm going on for my master's degree.
If you're in high school looking for a university that will give you great options, in a community college looking to transfer to a university where there's a great faculty that will take a real interest in you, or if you're thinking about getting your master's or doctorate.
Take it from me, you'll like IUP.
IUP with a fantastic opening drive after botching the kickoff return and letting it hit the ground. They start at their own 8. But on second down, a big 59-yard pass from Scott Woods to Jamone Smith perfectly took it down to the 32 of the Golden Rams of Westchester. Then a 26-yard pass from the 28 to the 2, Woods to Derek Smith. And then on third and short, Campolo takes it in from a yard out to cap the 92-yard drive. Gary's point after was wide to the right as the snapback was a little low, and here's the kickoff by Gary.
And back to receive is Monteith Goodwin, and the kick is high, end over end, and it drives him back to the 2-yard line. Goodwin comes up the middle to the 10. He stutters, and then he goes down right around the 15-yard line.
Well, look at this.
And there's some extracurricular activity afterwards, and making the stop and coming up a little bit lame on the play was Mike Marshall, number 93. Now remember, and he limps off the field. He injured his ankle not once but twice last week in the game.
And he's limping off on that right leg and holding the left leg up, and they immediately give him attention. So first possession for the Golden Rams at their marking at the 17-yard line.
12:01 is when they take over, and Dave McDonald is the quarterback. Let's take a look at his deep back, and it goes to Eberle. He goes left and then slants up across the 20-yard line and gets up to about the 21 where Jack Creech is on top to make the tackle.
And Eric Cook was down below along with Mike Callahan.
Dave McDonald had tremendous stats last year, and as we mentioned, he's one of the all-time leading passers, 3,608 yards all-time, 6th in passing in the PSAC. He has the I formation, receivers left and right, and Schultz is the up back. Neal, a backup receiver, is a talented player on this team. He had 10 catches 2 weeks ago, and it goes to Eberle, and Eberle will pound forward behind the big front wall, and he picks up a first down. He just digs in on that turf down there and pulls it across the 25 to the 27 and unpiling, and we see on top is Omar Stewart, number 13, made the stop for IUP. First down, Westchester on 2 plays.
Good blocking up front, led by their center, Bill Dunleavy, and Westchester running the football against IUP.
Coming out here wide to the left side, Brian Pentekel, and going to the right is Jarman Culbreath. Out of the I formation, Eberle is the top of the tandem. IUP showing a 4-man front. Here is McDonald, sprint out draw, and they give it over to Eberle, and Eberle finds running room in the secondary, gets across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
But there's a flag down on the opposite side of the field, Jack, at the snap, so let's see what it is. But they're running the ball well with Eberle.
Eberle, excuse me, Ray, Eberle's only carried. His average is just 1.9 to carry, but we know he's a good back. And Little, Sean Little, is the backup, and he had the winning touchdown last week. Here's the procedure call against Westchester.
5-yard walk-off will occur at the 10:58 mark. IUP leads at 6-0 early on here, thanks to a 92-yard drive, a couple of big passes paving the way for Mike Campolo's 1-yard plunge. Gary's point after a poor snapback couldn't be handled correctly, got it off to the right. And the walk-off will make it a 1st and 15 at the 23-yard line for the Golden Rams of Westchester and 5th-year head coach Rick Daniels. Correction, 2nd down and 15. Is that right?
No.
Now they move it. Yeah, it should be first down.
Yeah,
That's right.
first down is right. Tight end Rosario's to the left side. Pennicale comes out here to the left. And a wide receiver, Culbreth, goes to the right. Out of the I formation, Schultz the up back and Eberle the tailback. There was some movement up there. No call. Sprint out pass is incomplete, and coming over was number 17, the strong safety, Zach Gibson, to knock it away. He saw interception for a while.
Yes, he did. If the ball was thrown a little better, Zach has it, not the receiver, because he was right in the lane there. It was underthrown.
Defensively up front, Mike Callahan, who's had some tremendous sacks already as a starter. And Eric Cook, of course, Jeff Turnage is the nose guard.
Creech goes out of there. They go with their nickel defense.
And Andre Hilliard, who was our last week player of the game on defense, is on the right side. Here we go now with a second down and long again. I formation, receivers left and right. McDonald going to sprint to the left side, gives on the draw, and it goes over to Eberle. And Eberle slants it up, cuts it up a little bit across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And Scott Eberle is converged upon by the IUP defense and held nicely in there. Jeff Turnage, the ECAC All-Star from last year, and Ike Fields, really good to see him play and make a tackle for IUP.
Yeah, he started after being on the turf at Miller Stadium for 20 minutes last week with that neck injury. He sustained some tingling and numbness on both sides, but just had a sprained neck, the result, and he's back playing.
McGahee comes in as another deep back for IUP, and Binder is in as the fullback now for Westchester on 3rd and 9. Ball near their 29-yard line. Faking once, back to pass over the middle. Culbreth behind him, incomplete. He would have had a first down easily, but it was thrown behind him and incomplete at the 42-yard line.
And he was open, and that's been the problem with Westchester in their first two ball games. McDonald being a little erratic on his passes, and IUP the beneficiary as Mike Woods and Mario Hardison are back to receive for IUP.
And this is Bill Pryor, 18 kicks for 37.7, his longest kick 55 this year. And as they line it up at the 28, we have some problem. Is it an equipment problem or a timeout? IUP, timeout. So IUP leads 6-0, timeout, first quarter, 9:51.
There are hundreds of ways to say IUP proud, and the Co-op store has them all. Located in the Student Union, the Co-op has been serving the IUP community for over 50 years with the world's largest selection of IUP memorabilia, as well as a complete supply of gift items, textbooks, and classroom supplies. Equally important, all profits are returned to IUP student activities. The IUP Co-op store, where your dollars work for you.
Let's have a minute for timeout. Movement, offense, geez.
Pryor gets the kick out of there, and Mike Woods comes up and makes a fair catch. Good position for IUP on their own 43-yard line, leading 6-0, Ray.
Yeah, it was a short punt, and Woods did a good job coming up and nailing it on the fly before it took a hop, saving some yardage and sure handling the ball. IUP on their first possession. If you tuned in late, you missed it. 92-yard drive. A couple of big passes to Jamone Smith and Derek Smith from quarterback Scott Woods and Mike Campolo. 1-yard plunge. Chris Sledge out over the football, Jack. Here we go. 6-0 IUP.
All right, and here we go with Scott Woods, the senior from Bel Air, Ohio, operating the attack for IUP with Glass, the up back, and the tailback. Michael Mann takes the fake. Woods has protection over the middle, and it's a trap, skidding catch by Chuck Wyatt. Not going to count. A trap down here around the 38-yard line of Westchester. Good protection by IUP.
Well, even though the field's a little slick and people are slipping a little bit, IUP obviously sees that they can throw the football, and Scott Woods is not reluctant to do that. As Jamone Smith comes into the ball game, Scott McClellan is out, Wyatt goes out, and Scott Woods will relay the play to his team. IUP on the road for the first time, Westchester at home for the first time this season.
Second down, 10 to go. IUP own 43-yard line. Jamone Smith to the right side. To the left goes Derek. Back to pass again. Woodsy throws it out here. Incomplete sideline. Intended for Jamone Smith right in front of the Westchester bench. We're going to get a foul called on Elwell, I believe. Steve Elwell was going into Jamone Smith right in front of the Westchester bench, and the official was right there.
Well, he did. Then I don't know if Jamone maybe retaliated a little bit. Let's see what they're going to call. A lot of times the second one, Jamone kind of flipped him away. Let's wait for the call. Pulling of the face mask against IUP.
Well, that's different, huh?
Yeah, on the offense.
That's the reason Elwell retaliated.
Well, yeah, but Elwell did. You're right. Elwell kind of hit him first out of bounds, and then Jamone, I could see him raise his arm up and obviously contacted the face mask, and they mark off 15 against IUP.
Take a look at the Westchester defense. They've given up 368 total yards, passing 221 and a half, and rushing defense, they give up about 146. And IUP now coming out with, what, third down? And what are they going to do, punt on third down?
It looks that way. They're at the 28-yard line.
And they have to go to the Westchester 48, and John McGee is in.
Well, they're not finally they got a couple of people on. Let's see what Westchester has out there. If they have enough guys, I guess they do.
Third down and long. Here's the snap. It is from Ling, and McGee just got it away. He goes down, was deflected, they say, and it was tipped a bit, and so there is no roughing or running into the kicker, and the ball is going to be down at the 31-yard line of Westchester. So IUP punts on third down and long, and Westchester will take over at its own 31. It's 6-0, IUP leading Westchester, 9:28 to go first quarter.
Well, they rolled a tip on it, so they ran into the kicker, McGee, and knocked him down, and if they tipped it, obviously the roughing the kicker is off. But, boy, that was a tough call. I'd love to see a replay on that.
All right, and we're ready to go with a 1st and 10 for Westchester. The Golden Rams of Rick Daniels. 1-1 on the year, a potent ball club with receivers left and right. And again, out of the I formation, junior quarterback, sprint draw handoff goes to Eberly. He's hit from the opposite side by Mike Callahan, who brings him down after a short gain. Eberly looks like he cuts very well. He sees, looks like he has real good vision. And Callahan just coming in from the right side, stopping him after a 2-yard gain.
Well, Callahan has been outstanding in the first 2 ball games. He was our defensive player of the game in game 1, and he made a great tackle there, or else they get big yardage.
Second down, a little more than 7 to go. Jarman Culbreth goes wide to the right, and we've got a slot man on the right side. Man in motion, the eye back, and that is Eberly. Back to pass, short drop, flanker screen to Culbreth. He has the ball, and he is downed after a short gain. Picked up a couple of yards, but coming over was Eric Cook from his down lineman spot, a very unheralded defensive player who made second-team Pennsylvania Conference last year. It's going to be third down and about 4 yards to go for the first down for the Rams, trailing IUP 6-0.
And we haven't seen V. Sean Little yet, and he's their top ground gainer. He's averaging 93.5 yards a game.
And here's Rich Neal with 15 receptions for 302 yards wide to the left. He doesn't even start. A real good receiver. One setback. McDonald rolls to the left side. Neal's side. He throws, and Neal comes back, makes the catch, and it's a first down. Well, you brought it up, and there he is, and Brister makes the tackle on the ball at the 47-yard line of Westchester.
Well, when you mentioned his stats, and he was in there, I watched him going down. He's simple hook pattern. The pass was behind him. He made a great grab on that, Jack.
McDonald is 6'1", 180. He's only a junior. And his completion percentage, as we mentioned, not good, 39%, but he threw for 3,000 yards last year. It is Eberly as the tailback here, top of the tandem, the up back. Culbreth to the left side, and Neal goes to the right. 4 down linemen, and it goes to Eberly. Eberly gets across the 50, the 45, turns his way for another first down for Westchester. They'll park it at the 41-yard line of IUP.
Zach Gibson in to make the stop along with IUP's Andre Hilliard, and Eberly has the hot hand thus far. We haven't seen V. Sean Little. Coach Rick Daniels told us in the pregame interview that Eberly's more or less the pounding type runner, whereas Little is a slasher, and whoever has the hot hand right now, it's Eberly. 6-0 IUP with Westchester on a drive.
Omar Stewart replaces Lewis Choice in the linebacker spot for IUP. McDonald, a new set of downs, gives to Eberly. Found a little hole, but then it closed quickly. Jack Creech hit him and brought him down.
Callahan.
And Mike Callahan there, 99, came over to get him too. A gain of only a yard, second down and 9 to go for the Westchester Rams. The game that was played here in 1983, it was 40-32, and you kind of get the earmarks that maybe we'll have one of that type of a game here this afternoon. Both ball clubs moving the football. To the left comes Culbreth, then we've got Neal's a flanker to the right. Out of the eye, second down and 9. IUP showing blitz. Here comes Hilliard. They pick him up. Rolling to the right side, it is McDonald on the scramble. Over the middle, intercepted by Jack Creech, and he's down at the 32, and that stops the drive. Jack Creech steps in and picks it off.
Great play by Creech. He normally goes out on a lot of passing situations, but he spotted that one and picked it off. And a big defensive play by IUP as the Golden Rams were on a drive, so IUP takes over at their 32-yard line on the Jack Creech interception.
Jack Creech, who's been around for a long time, but he's just a junior from Mingo Junction, Ohio. And IUP will have it at their own 32, leading it by 6-0. The extra point was no good, 6:53 to go. The hammer, Chris Sledge, out over the football, and Scott Woods up to the line of scrimmage. Campolo, the fullback, but it's Mann who gets the ball. Michaels into the secondary. They hang on for dear life and bring him down at the 39-yard line, a gain of 7.
Chris Emery makes the stop for the Golden Rams. We'll remind you that IUP football sponsors include Luther Ford Sales. Go with a winner. Go with Luther Ford in Homer City. The Co-op Store, a plus for the student and a plus for you. And Coca-Cola, always Coke.
Michael Mann, who came into the game today, he went over 3,000 last week, 3,053 yards. He's number 12 in the all-time list in the Pennsylvania Conference. He's the ace back right now, double tights, left and right receivers. He stutters. Mann goes in. He picks up a first down. And again, same guy on top. It is Chris Emery who makes the tackle. But Michael has the first down at the 44 of IUP. Couple of plays and 12-yard pickup here for IUP. 6:14 and counting. We're in the first quarter. Farrell Stadium at Westchester, a gloomy, overcast day. The lights are on. It is not raining, but it rained earlier.
Michael Mann in the first two ball games, 275 yards. He's averaging 137.5 yards a game.
Just needs a couple of touchdowns to tie Steve Girding's all-time rushing touchdown record. This time he has nowhere to go. And shooting through, let's see who that first guy was. That was number 42, John McDowell, who broke down the interference and stopped Michael, and then McDowell got help in a loss of a couple.
Lee Woodall was in there to help, and great penetration by the Golden Rams defense brings up 2nd and 12 for IUP at their own 43-yard line. IUP leading 6-0 with 5.5 to go in the first quarter.
Westchester giving up 146 yards rushing per game. Split backs with Campolo and Mann. 2nd and 12, IUP own 43. Receivers left and right. Scott will go to the air. 4 receivers. He goes to the safety valve and caught it. There's a flag as Michael Mann hauls it in on the far side of the field at the 50 and steps out of bounds, picks up a first down, but there's a flag on this side of the field.
It was late, and it looks like holding against illegal procedure. That flag was thrown 12 seconds after the play started. I mean, either the illegal procedure occurred immediately or he couldn't get the yellow handkerchief out of his pocket. So that'll nullify the first down gain on a nice outlet pass to Mann along the sideline and bring up 2nd down and 17 for IUP.
A 92-yard drive in the first series, and IUP leads 6-0. Extra point, as we mentioned, was no good. Campolo has the touchdown today, but the procedure penalty marks it back to the IUP 37.5-yard line. They've got to go to near the 45 of Westchester for first.
Associate Sports Information Director Mike Myers is here for IUP, and he said the referee the linesman had trouble getting the handkerchief out. That's why he was late.
Jamone goes to the left. Derek Smith comes to the right. Split backs behind Scott Woods. Short drop. Now he's back. He's looking sideline. Throws the pass, and it is caught by Michael. Stays in bounds down the sideline. He's going to break loose at the 40, 30, 20. Nobody's going to catch him. Michael Mann will go all the way for the touchdown. Michael goes 56 yards for the touchdown. No correction. That's 62 yards for the touchdown on a pass from Scott Woods to Michael Mann, and he got open around the 50, 40-yard line of Westchester and carries it all the way, and it's 12-0.
Well, he really showed his speed. We know he's a great runner and cutback runner. He's not known for his flat-out burst of speed, but he smelled that goal line when he broke loose, and he just outlegged the secondary. 62-yard score, and IUP scores for the second time in the first quarter. They lead it 12-0.
Looked like the Westchester defense was going to get over and cut him off at the pass, but he really turned it on, and Geary now will try to add the 13th point. It's 12-0. The other 6 not on the board yet. They're still stunned because of that play. Here's the kick, and this one is up, and this looks good, and it is good. We've got a timeout on the field. It's IUP 13 and Westchester nothing. 4:42 first quarter, and we'll be back after this.
Here's one time it doesn't matter who your neighbor is. Here's the other. Life's too short. Stop the hate.
Cart.
IUP now leading at 13-0 thanks to an electrifying 62-yard pass play from Scott Woods to Michael Mann, who did it on his own down that far sideline, outracing the secondary, capping the short 68-yard drive. And with 4:42 to go in the first quarter after Gary's point after, IUP has vaulted to a 13-0 lead over the Golden Rams of Westchester here in Westchester. Jack.
All right, and Geary will be kicking off. And back to receive a single safety, but it's going to be short. Goodwin will take it around the 15-yard line, far side 20, and he's spun around. Now he gets out of the arms of a couple of tacklers and got some more yardage. Pretty nice return because he didn't have a whole lot of room to work with down there. And coming over, among others, to make the tackle was Shelton Walker for IUP. And Westchester will get the football. They're going to mark it here at the 28-yard line of Westchester. 27 is where we spotted. 4 minutes and 36 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, and IUP has vaulted to a 13-0 lead. Out of the I formation now, Dave McDonald sprints to the left side, gets some blocking, still with the football. Fields chases him, throws a short pass, the comebacker to Pennical, and he hauls it in over here in front of the Westchester bench. And number 44, Brian Pennical, a sophomore, 6'3", 205, gets the reception and a gain of 6, second down and 4. 34-yard line of Westchester. Pennical goes to the right, and over here to the left side is Richard Neal. He is very, very talented. Rich Neal giving to the tailback. Little in the game. Sean Little goes for what appears to be a first down. And Travis Matz and Omar Stewart came over to make the tackle. Matz in there, strong safety for Zach Gibson. 39-yard line, first down.
Well, mistakes by Westchester have hurt them. A pass that was errant on a third down play, and then an interception, and IUP has capitalized on the interception. They lead 13-0.
Pennical now is the slot man on the left side over here. Neal is the wideout. From the eye on a first down, new set of downs for quarterback McDonald. Rolls to the left side, sets up, throws a little pass, caught by Pennical. They just push him out of bounds. Picked up about 8 yards on the play. 46-yard line of Westchester right in front of their bench.
Travis Matz ran him out of bounds. Westchester has shown an ability to move the football, Jack, but IUP leads on the scoreboard 13-0 with 3:33 to go in the first quarter.
Next week we'll be in Lynchburg, Virginia, IUP at Division I AA, Liberty University. But right now, trying to handle the Golden Rams, IUP on defense, leading it 13-0. 2 receivers to the right. The straight handoff goes to Little, and he's upended, submerging with Eric Cook, and then pinned by Omar Stewart.
Terrific play by Cook, who has looked good on defense thus far, bringing up third down and short for the Golden Rams at their own 47. They have 2 yards to go.
And Eberle comes into the lineup and brings in a play from Coach Rick Daniels, who is in his 5th year, 29-4. IUP and Westchester have each appeared in 10 postseason years. To the right, Neal and Pennical inside him. From the eye on 3rd and about 2, the tailback, Eberle. No, he's stacked up. He kept churning. Let's see here. On the bottom, Hilliard.
Hilliard's one of the guys in there, Jack, but IUP really stopped the blockers. Eric Cook down there again.
Good job. Eric Cook so far is playing a real good first quarter here. And he did not make the first down. Did he?
No. The question is, do you go for it? He's got about 1.5 yards to go. They're going to put the punt unit in there as the kicker comes on the field. And he had a poor punt on the first one, and that is Bill Pryor.
IUP hustles a player off the field in Derek McGahee. Pryor is going to stand between his 30 and 35. Mike Woods back in single safety, stationed at his 10 for IUP. Let's watch here for anything. Here's the snap, and the snap a little bit high, but he got it out of there. Not a good kick. Woods comes up, lets it bounce, and it's going to roll Westchester's way and be downed at the 10-yard line of IUP with 2:10 to go. We'll hold it right here. 2:11 to go in the first quarter. 13-0 IUP leading Westchester.
Sponsors of IUP football include Tito Beverages, Indiana County's master distributor for Bud Light, Busch, and Michelob products. Cellular One, clear across Pennsylvania and clear across America. And Sheets, where you can get it for $3.99 a case every day. IUP with the lead 13-0. They're at the 10-yard line, but that's no problem. They drove 92 yards the first time they got the ball.
Right, they did. Let's see what they can do here as Scott Woods will operate with Derek Smith to the left side and Chuck Wyatt out of Johnstown to the right. We have double tights. To the left is McClellan. To the right is Turner. A single setback, and that is Michael Mann. Short drop, throwing to the left, completed pass, getting by his man, Derek Smith. He accelerates across the 20 to the 26-yard line. A 16-yard pickup from Woods, and then it was all Derek Smith operating on his own.
Boy, he made a stop-and-go move, and down the sideline he went, and Derek can fly, too. Another step, and that might be a 90-yarder.
Yeah, he's the record holder in the 200 at IUP, and we know how he can fly. And as you mentioned earlier, it appears IUP feels that they can just go to the air about any time they want. They've been able to do that so far. To the left goes Wyatt. To the right is Derek Smith. Again, double tights on a 1st and 10 at the IUP 27. Michael Mann gets it. Mann on a carry goes to the 30, the far sideline, and he is brought down around the 36-yard line, a gain of nearly 9 yards in the play.
Scott Woods is 4 for 6 passing, 163 yards and a touchdown.
And Woods, who started out with 20 for 34 in his first 2 outings, 59%, 337 yards, is off to a real great start. And that's what we want to see out of Scott Woods, just taking it to the defense. A gain of 9 on that play by Michael Mann, who just keeps going up and up the PSAC ladder. And he eventually, if he has any kind of year, could be the all-time Western Division runner, number 1 from the West. Out of the eye, Campolo is the fullback this time with Derek Smith to the right. Michael gets the call, and he picks up a 1st down, gets across the 41, out around the 42, among others. Making the stop was number 79, Torrey Watson, 6'4", 280, a sophomore.
And also Chris Canaday was in there. He's a sophomore, 6'5", 220-pounder.
New set of downs for IUP, their own 42, leading 13-zip here in the first quarter on 1160 WCCS in Homer City. Jack Benedict and Ray Goss, we're happy to be with you today as IUP hits the road for the first time in 93. Jamone to the left, Derek to the right, lone setback. And that is Willie Dotson, who's in there. Short drop, long throw intended for Jamone. Oh, fantastic catch.
And
reaches inside to the defender, and a flag thrown. Chris Mooney was covering on the play.
What a catch by Jamone. He leaped in front of the defender. What's the call? Let's see if they're calling on Jamone jumping in front of him or defensively. We have the field glasses on the referee, and he is indicating against Westchester. IUP will take the reception by Jamone Smith. What a grab.
Well, IUP saw it apparently on film that they can go with these receivers of theirs, and there are a lot of them, as you well know if you've watched IUP football, that can really do their stuff in that secondary. Jamone earlier was hit with a penalty, you recall, but not this time. It goes against Mooney and Westchester, and it's a 1st down at the 26 of Westchester.
32-yard pass, Scott Woods. He has close to 200 yards passing in the first quarter.
First quarter. Unbelievable. Out of the huddle they come. 195, Mike tells us here. Passing in the first quarter, Woods, lone setback. Willie Dotson finds a hole into the secondary. 25, Willie Dotson picks up another 1st down as he's inside the 15-yard line. And he's from around close to this area, from the New Jersey area. Willie Dotson giving Michael Mann a rest. And it's another 1st down, time running out. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter with IUP driving and leading 13-0 over Westchester. And you're listening to IUP Football on 1160. Ready to go, second quarter. Good first quarter for IUP, leading Westchester 13-0. And on a drive here, Scott Woods, almost 200 yards passing in the first quarter, Ray.
Incredible, and they're at the 14 of Westchester now as Woods comes out with Willie Dotson, the lone setback, Derek Smith to the right, Jamone Smith to the left. What will Woods do? He has 195 yards in the first quarter, gives to Willie Dotson. It's a 10, goes to the outside, trying to break a tackle and gets down to the 6-yard line.
And Chris Mooney, who was hit for interference the last time down against Jamone Smith, was holding on for dear life. Dotson giving Michael Mann a rest, just took people with him.
I'll tell you, if IUP scores again here, it looks like Westchester just had the air blown out of their balloon.
Yeah, we didn't expect anything like this, but we always remember Towson.
It's for sure. Chris Sledge out over the football. They'll go with the I set now. Campolo the up back. Dotson the tailback. Derek Smith the only flanker. Double tight end set from the 6. Dotson gets the call through the hole in the middle. Spins his way down to about the 4-yard line. He's coming up quickly to make the stop defensively was Lee Woodall.
And Woodall is a great one. He's a preseason All-American, a great linebacker. 6'3", 220, good size from Carlisle. Right on the 5.
Yeah, they're going to mark him down at the 5. It's 3rd down and 1 as Campolo goes out of there. Or rather, is he staying in? They go with a 3-back set as Tony False is in at tight end. Dan Glass comes back in. So Dotson will dot the I. And they'll go with the 2 big blocking backs as Woods takes a snap, gives off to Campolo. Looks like he has the first down around the 3-yard line. He has the first touchdown for IUP. Mike Campolo coming through the middle. Campolo is a sophomore, 5'10", 200-pounder from Churchill and Kiski School. Did they give him the first down?
Yeah,
they finally did.
They did. They gave him the first down. Campolo played for Chuck Klausing down there, so you know he learned a few things. Good short yardage man, Mike Campolo.
They listed closer to the 4-yard line, so first and goal at the 4 for IUP. Scott Woods looking over to the sideline, and he'll call a timeout. Timeout on the field with 13:27 to go in the second quarter. IUP leads at 13-0. Back after this.
Lee's Comprehensive Rehabilitation Center, the Johnstown region's only hospital-based rehab facility, is dedicated to helping rebuild lives disrupted by physical, mental, social, or vocational problems. A multidisciplinary team working with the family assists patients achieve, on a highly individualized basis, their maximum level of independence. For help or information, phone 533-0117.
I think we've seen that already.
You need to punch this one in.
Absolutely.
There we go. IUP comes out of the huddle. Michael Mann is back in to dot the I. He has one touchdown to give us to Mann. Comes over the middle, vaults his way forward, and goes over top of the pile down to about the 1. The pile helped him. He hit the top of the pile and went forward.
Yeah, you can't hit, your knee can't touch when you're airborne and you're on top of helmets, and it's goal from about the half-yard line here.
Second down and goal from the 1. 13:08 to go till halftime. 13-0. IUP leads it. Chris Sledge out over the football. And Glass, Campolo, and Mann are in there. Campolo gets the call. Over the top he goes, and he's in for the score. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And with 12:54 to go to halftime, IUP now leads Westchester 19-0.
Well, as we said, Campolo, good short yardage man, and he just vaulted all over the top. We have another score for IUP, and we've got an injured player for Westchester. I know that some of the players were motioning, and a guy under the pile over there, can't see exactly, can't pick up both numbers, but a great start here for IUP at the 12:54 mark, and Campolo scoring his second touchdown, and now Geary will attempt to add that 20th point, and we're going to have a little delay because of the injured player. So while we do, let's break away with a score. IUP leading at 19-0 over Westchester.
Tonight, Dolores had a few drinks, did some crack, and ended up another tragic story. Only she doesn't know it yet. Drugs make you forget. And if you forget how risky sex can be, you could catch the AIDS virus and not know it for months, even years. AIDS, another way drugs can kill.
That was a 90-yard drive for IUP. Campolo getting it in from a yard out. He has 2 touchdowns. IUP leads it by 19-0. Gary for the left-footed extra point attempt. As McGee holds it, the ball's blocked. As cutting through there and getting a piece of it was Woodall, I think.
Yeah, and they got to make a well, it was in the end zone because you can
run it back. That's correct.
You can get 2 points on a return, but rough day for Geary.
Yeah, Woodall on the block as he got through there cleanly. He's a good one. It's 19-0. IUP leads it with 12:54 to go till halftime. And IUP football is presented by Kangaroo's Outback Cafe, Indiana's #1 place for ribs, wings, and fun. The medicine shop where you always get low prices and fast service because they care. And First Federal of Indiana. Jack, a great start for IUP in their first road game.
Oh, terrific start, but it's early yet, and they just have to keep on pressing. We know that Westchester is a real good ball club. Some say that they should have won the game the first week against New Haven, and they are 3rd in the East. They were ranked preseason. In the first week, they were number 11 in the country, so IUP knows they're playing a quality opponent. Former IUP player Reese Brown on the sidelines for IUP today, cheering on these former teammates and a lot of new guys, too. Michael Geary's the only one who's having a rough day. He was a bad snap the first time, and he missed the extra point, and then this one was blocked, and now the ball falls down for him. as he's got to get it set up on the tee once again to kick it off.
Goodwin back deep to receive for the Golden Rams. And boy, they've been deflated thus far, but this one has a long way to go. 19-0, 12:54 to halftime. All the action on 1160 WCCS in Homer City with Jack Benedict. Ray Goss reporting to you from Farrell Stadium in Westchester. Kickoff headed toward Goodwin. He'll backpedal and take it at his 3-yard line. Near side at the 10, 15, 20. Still on his feet, spun around, gets grabbed by an ankle, and down he goes around the 23-yard line. Who got that ankle, Jack?
Well, I'm going to see as they unpile. I see Stewart and I see Sean Byro making the coverage and the stop for IUP.
Let's see what Westchester does here. They've been able to run the ball pretty effectively. They've had some yardage, but an interception. IUP's defense coming up tough at the right time, stopping third down plays, forcing punts. Their best drive was stopped by Jack Creech's interception in the first quarter. And now Sean Little dots the I. He's had the big games for them. Schultz is the upback, McDonald the quarterback. Wideouts both ways from their own 23. Rolling back, McDonald on the sprint draw gives to Little. Little is ridden piggyback down for about a 2-yard gain. Callahan?
It was Lewis Choice who rode him down. Lewis getting a good aim on him and bringing him down. And IUP's defense swarming all over the place. Let's see who else is there. I think Troy Wilson
also helped out.
Troy Wilson is in there at a down lineman spot. And Turnage up front along with Callahan. So Eric Cook gets a break.
Second down and a long 8 to go for the Golden Rams. IUP leading 19-0 second quarter. McDonald the quarterback out of the I set. Passing situation. Rolls to his right. Gets some pressure from Creech. And then down he goes as he throws belatedly. Are they going to rule an incompletion? They do. IUP will not get a sack there, but they'll sure get a hurry. And it was Ike Fields who was wrapped around him. And Turnage was also in there.
Yeah, excellent pressure. And McDonald got a... Well, he was smart that time. He managed to get it away in time, just got an incompletion, and avoided the sack and avoided losing a few yards. So IUP now taking out, let's see, they're going to bring Derek McGahee in. Matz goes out, and also Jack Creech goes out. So we have both Jermaine Wagner